What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my content. So we're gonna be reacting to men reading other men's secrets. Something tells me this video is gonna be really dark, and it's gonna be a learning experience for a lot of us men out here. Yeah, let's get to it.
I was 10, my father always told me how strong I was supposed to be because I was a male. So each night when I came back from school, he would take me to the basement and hit me until not even a single tear would shed.
Wow. Thank God I don't have a dad like that, because if that were to happen to me, I would have been traumatized forever. Because as a man, thank God I did not. I think to me, as a man, I'm allowed to have feelings as well. And nothing wrong with a man crying. You know, if you're blessed, fine. But if you're expressing how you feel, you know, it's okay to let it out. You don't need to be strong for anybody, especially if you're around females and you don't want to see them let you cry. I call bull crap. You know, you're allowed to express how you feel. You know, and nothing wrong with that. Because as a man, I do have my own strength of being strong, but I don't want to show it to anybody. Mentally and physically is where I stand.
I have never dated anyone, but it makes me feel very unmasculine and almost weak. I've never dated anyone. In my 28 years of life, I've been single, not for lack of trying.
Wow.
I think there is definitely something to say when our society talks about losing your virginity when you're younger. One of the things that I found helpful for me was that if eventually I'm going to have sex, I'd rather have sex with someone who's worth it. There'll be moments where I kind of wish.
I like Weedy said that, you know, it's all about waiting for that special someone. Because I feel like I can relate to his story a little bit, because even though I'm 30, I've been single my whole life. And I think one of the biggest fears that I have, if I do end up being in a relationship with somebody, is being disrespected, wondering where they are. Because if I don't have trust, then what's really the point of being in a relationship with somebody that, you know, if you have some self insecurities about yourself? And that's literally the last thing I want to be dealing with forever. And even though I'm not seeing somebody right now, but when the time is right, because right now there's too many issues going on, especially in the pandemic. But if I have to find somebody who is special, not autistic wise, but someone who is important to me, you know, it doesn't have to be one place. It could be anywhere. Just have to be patient. And like I said, I pretty much relate to this story because, you know, as a 30-year-old man, the last thing you want to do is go out and chase girls. That's the last thing you want. It's a big mistake on a man's part. So the only thing I can do is just be patient. That's all I can do.
That wasn't the case. But it then just comes back again to what matters most. Having had sex, or having been able to do so with someone I care about.
I'm a 20-year-old gay man, but I've always had a hard time actually calling myself a man. This really hits close to home because I also identify as a gay man. I went to Catholic school and I got teased because I'm not a stereotypical man. I'm not good at sports. I'm all those things that are stereotypical of like what a boy should be.
You know, when I was in Goodwill Excel Center, I had some gay friends, but I didn't really discriminate them because I knew who they were before. But certain people that you know what I'm saying, I talk to, I'm cool with, but if you do something that crosses the line, like, nah, bruh, I can't be friends with you. But I know what people go through. I know what gay people go through every day. Struggle to be accepted, you know. Because, you know, I'm a Christian. You know, I'll accept anybody who they are. But if I do have to criticize certain things that you do, then I'm allowed to do that. There's nothing wrong with, you know, giving, you know, constructive criticism in order for that person to improve and to get better in life as a gay man, you know. And I do feel for him, you know, and I know it's hard being a person, hard being yourself. You're worried about coming out to the world and everybody's going to end up judging you and make fun of you and all that. And it sucks. So for me, you know what I'm saying? I feel you, bro. I know how you feel.
Be who you are and know that it's beautiful.
As an emotional man, I always feel like I have to act fearless and strong. But in reality, I'm extremely sensitive. I'm too scared to be who I am. I think everyone feels that way, in a sense. I was 19 years old. I was with a bunch of friends. There was an altercation that ended up happening, where there was a group of guys, and then our group of guys, we got into it, and what was I gonna do? Run, right? That's what I felt like doing. But the mask, right, I had to put on was one of fearlessness, strength.
Once again, you know what I'm saying, I relate to that brother that we've just seen just now about being strong in front of your friends, in front of your boys. You sometimes struggle with the decisions to either run away or just save your boy's life. I find it funny that a lot of dudes are afraid to put themselves out there, afraid to sacrifice their lives to save that person that they care about. And yeah, man, this is a tough video to go through, but some of the things that I could relate and understand, I think to me, being strong is all about just overcoming difficult challenges and obstacles in your life. Because in reality, you're going to continue to struggle. And I think most of that comes from not having God in your life. I see people that are not religious say that I'm not religious because I don't believe in God. I don't believe in none of that nonsense that they say. You didn't believe in God because you chose to run away from him, because you're too busy being in, you know, being in a fantasy land rather just getting into reality. So for me, being strong doesn't come from lifting weights or doing push-ups. It comes from the heart. And I've always had that stuck with me since the beginning. And I'm not going to let that go.
When I was a child, my own mother prostituted me. No one believed me because they said it only happened to girls. The men who raped me are still out there. Yeah, that's a heavy one. I myself, I haven't been prostituted, but I have been molested by my own family member. I was about 6 years old, and she invited me into the room, and she already had her clothes off. And
your mother is an evil parent. A parent's job is to protect the child, not exploit their adult lifestyles onto the children. The mother has the audacity to bring you up into a negative environment where there's molesters, drug dealers, prostitutes everywhere. And she expect you to get used to it. Number one, you were raped as a child. And the fact that she did not stop those dudes from doing what they were doing, no police were involved, that's the scariest part. Because once that child grows up and commits suicide because of the past trauma that they experienced growing up, started when they were a child, all the way up to now. And you wonder why a lot of people are like that right now. So, I feel bad for you, bruh. And your mother is an evil parent. You shouldn't have to go through stuff like that at a young age. Your mom should be in jail.
She continued to do stuff to me. As I got older, the memories and the feelings and the thoughts and the emotions kept coming back through nightmares, through lashing out emotionally.
Yeah.
It sounds cliche, but it's very real.
I mean, ain't nothing cliche about it. And what was I just saying that a few seconds ago? As they get older, they experience more drama in their life. Started at a young child. This is exactly the reason why. Because number one, the adults in your life failed you. They failed to protect you. They failed to keep you away from danger. I hate to see people go through this, but it's real.
It's not your fault, so do not put that shame on yourself. That shame belongs to the abuser. The stigma that guys, boys, men cannot be molested or raped, it's fiction.
And once again, there's nothing fiction about a boy being raped. It's always women, little girls, and teenage girls, but men also go through that, but society chooses not to talk about it. It's forbidden, it's hidden, it's nowhere to be made public or talked about. And I think that's the saddest part about society. The more I go on social media, especially TikTok of all places, one of the videos I reacted to was the guy was asking women, should men say no to sex? And the most disgusting thing that women were saying, they said no. Saying no, men cannot say no to sex. Because if we want it, we're taking it. That's like you're forcing yourself onto that person, which consider, you know what I'm saying, it's considered rape. And women get away with it. Never been brought to justice, never been in jail. Society will forgive them. But as soon as we do something like this, we would have had years, we would have had life, we would have had the death penalty, no parole, none of that. Your freedom has been taken away because of stuff like this. Because when you're a man, you ain't getting away with nothing. But you're a woman, you get away with everything most of the time. So the fact that he said that men cannot get raped, boys cannot get raped, yes, they can. It's been happening every day. It's real. Ain't nothing fiction about it, ain't nothing fake about it. It's literally real. It is real to the core, and I think people need to start talking about this more.
My ex-girlfriend physically and sexually abused me. I felt helpless because I couldn't tell anyone or I would get made fun of. I no longer can engage with anyone sexually. I've also been in an abusive relationship. It's a little difficult because I am a guy of trans experience. I fight daily with feeling man enough. Being in this type of situation, it is extremely helpless, especially when outside people looking into your situation like, oh, you're letting a woman beat on you? Are you weak? And that's not the case, because in my opinion, I was way stronger and I loved her more to know I would never put my hands on you in that way.
Bull crap. You see, I think this is the problem I have today. Men go through physical and mental abuse in relationships, but society don't never want to talk about it. It's always us abusing women. And as soon as we talk about our experience being abused, everybody will laugh at us. There's no point of talking to the media, the news, talk shows, even making videos about it. No matter how many times you have women fighting for our rights and everything, people will never take our side, take us seriously. And it's really obvious that no matter what we go through in a relationship, we get abused, beaten, sexually assaulted, they're never going to take us seriously. Not even the police can take you seriously. They could probably think you're tripping. But in reality, that's the sad part in life. So the fact that he went through all of that, being trans, being abused sexually, mentally, physically, us men, we were taught not to hit back, not to hit females back, even if we defend ourselves. I don't believe that crap one bit. The way I was brought up, if somebody puts their hands on you, male or female, you have every right to defend yourself and hit that person back. Even if that person has a dangerous weapon on them, a baseball bat or a brick, you better use every force in your body to protect yourself. So the fact that he went through all that, it really goes to show you that society will always let the female nature win all the time. Can't forget what Dr. Phil said when a guest came on the show expressing his issues with his girl being roughing him up, hitting him and physically abusing him, telling him if you hit her back, you're a coward. If you defend yourself, you're a coward. Like, that alone really made me so angry as a man, because you're basically telling us that we're not allowed to defend ourselves. So, for that in mind, that's like one of the simplest ways of telling us to just take the hit, just take it like a champ. No, that's disgusting.
To this person, I say, don't hold yourself back from eventually finding someone that loves you unconditionally.
I had a very hard time accepting who I was and my form of masculinity for a very long time. The only advice I can give is explore what it means to be a man for yourself.
You know, I think the biggest lesson I learned from watching this video is to accept myself for who I am. As a man, I know my worth. God sees me for who I am. He knows what kind of person I am. He knows what I love to do. And he appreciates me despite my flaws and my sins. I don't know who made this video, but thank you for making this content. So now that we get a clear understanding what each every men, gay, trans men say that they've been through, what they're struggling with. Because at the end of the day, you know who you are. I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? God loves you for who you are. The only thing you need to do is just accept it with gratitude and just thank God every day that you're allowed to see another day. So if y'all enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed my breakdown and my thoughts on each and every clip that we've seen from every man, gay, or trans man express their stories, comment down below, and I will see you tomorrow.